G'day viewers, I'm joined again by Matt Elsbury. We've just discussed the possibility of me getting a box to stand on. Decided against it. Matt can squat to make me feel less self-conscious.
I've got bad knees, I can't stay down there long.
No. So we'll let that go, we'll just accept the fact I'm short, as has come up repeatedly in my time on YouTube. But what I was interested in talking about this week, we've been filming The Slap, Matt's latest video, and on a slightly related topic, Michael Jackson comes up in your talk. The angle I've been thinking since he shuffled off the mortal coil, I avoided saying moonwalked off the mortal coil.
Right up until then, yes you did.
But, you know, it had to be said. So, yeah, the one thing that occurred to me, whether you loved or hated Michael Jackson, he was genuinely talented.
Absolutely. When he was black, he was magnificent. Thriller is one of my favourite albums of all time. And I hold that... the film clip for Thriller scared the crap out of me. I was this big and I couldn't not watch it, but I had to watch it from behind heavy furniture at that point. Wonderfully creative, man. I could never dance like him either.
Yeah. Well, one of the best quips I heard after he died was actually on the bookmarking site Reddit, where someone just posted the question, if Michael Jackson actually did come back for his London gigs dressed as a zombie doing Thriller and his whole death was a hoax, would that be bad taste?
Well, the only problem is that your average zombie tends to do less of the singing and dancing and more of the eating the front row. So,
which would be another public relations disaster for him.
Very much so, although more front page headlines.
But again, front page headlines, it's what he had his whole life, from when they were good to when they were very, very bad.
Oh yes.
But it makes me think of the young folk, particularly, who talk about, they always get it online, how can I be famous? When will I be famous? Even though Bros answered that question.
Yeah, with a convincing never, or at least not for long.
Yes, I can't answer that. In fact, one of my subscribers lives up the road from Bros in the UK. Yeah, he says neighbourhood kids taunt them all the time.
And that should be the warning. When people ask how or when, there's another question that's not being answered. Why?
Yes. And look, in the defence of anyone who just says, I want to be famous, they look and they see, Paris Hilton, the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, beings totally devoid of talent, but who get famous. And the thing I always say is, people are silly enough to ask me for advice, fools. But I always throw, well, don't worry about famous, be good. Be good at something.
That's the thing. If you do something interesting, particularly now that a lot of people are being famous for nothing interesting, then the other things will come. Now, once again, we should have had a quick trip to Google, because there is a particular star. It may have been Jack Nicholson, I'm not sure, but there is someone saying with people who want to be rich and famous, let them try just rich for a little while, see how that suits them. Notoriety on its own is not fun. Now, I've had the tiniest brush with this. I do a lot of work on cruise ships, and when you're on a cruise ship and you do a show, you're living with 2,000 people who know who you are for a week. You're either in your cabin, which is about that big, or you're on display. And it's the tiniest and most mutant form of fame, but nonetheless it's there. And it's the only circumstance where, as a comedian, you will be heckled days after the show. And the constant on display thing, it gets wearing. Even in my tiny little case, there are times where you'll walk towards someone, you're just heading down to stretch the legs, and you'll see that expectant look on someone's face light up. You are the funny man! And everything about you just radiates. Fuck off. I'm walking to lunch. Leave me alone. So no, fame itself, for fame's sake, is never going to make the recipient happy.
But does that ever give you pause for thought? Because it's like your chosen career, you're a working entertainer.
Yep.
A byproduct of doing well in your chosen career could be that sort of crap.
So it's just as well I'm shit at my job. I'm actually very good.
He is actually very good. I'm going to throw in a little pitch here, actually. Matt, along with some other guys, are reprising your comedy festival shows.
That's right. If any of you people watching are in Melbourne, We're doing a season called the Festival Flashback Season. It started on Wednesday the 1st of July with a very good show by Dave Bushell. There are 4 left, including myself. There's a link that I'm assuming we can make appear at some point.
Right about there.
There we go.
And in the sidebar where you can click and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, if you're in Melbourne, you want great live comedy, there's a great opportunity coming up.
But I see what you mean. The fact that the whole occupational hazard of fame, which is one of the things that brought Kurt Cobain undone.
Yeah.
The fact that he wanted to make music and got, unfortunately, trapped by all the shit attached to it. I love what I do, and most comedians get into comedy as a desperate cry for attention. But we're also greedy like that. We want the off switch to the attention as well. So...
Yeah, and that was the one thing about Michael Jackson that gave me pause. Someone who was genuinely talented, and it really didn't help. It didn't make him happy. Made lots of money, but the guy was clearly, well, fucked.
Yeah, well, the term arrested development comes to mind. The fact that he was pretty much frozen at age 8. And 8-year-olds shouldn't have billions of dollars. That shouldn't be allowed.
So kids, careful what you wish for is today's message.
Yeah, and if you want fame, do something.
Yeah. It's like, and as Michael Jackson proves, it's no guarantee that you'll be happy, but at the very least, you should be able to take some personal pride in what you're doing. Don't be famous because, you flashed your bits to the paparazzi. Be famous because of the quality of your work.
Oh, you tell me that now.
Yeah, no.
Bits away. Then.
This is actually a bit of counselling for Matt now.
My fly's jammed. Hold on. Alright, I'm back.
Alright, Matt's back. So make sure you check out this fortnight's slap. Check out the link for the live shows if you're in Melbourne. And we will both see you on the tubes sometime later.
Cheers.